Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the stream on the Cr0w's. So today we're going to do Sonic, well I'm going to do Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic 1 as people call it for Sega Genesis. So this is a game I played a lot as a kid. I'm excited to try to do this again and see if I can make it to the end. I should be able to. Oh, Stack V, very excited about Sonic. Alright, so here we go. Let's get into it. So... So the game is basically about your Sonic the Hedgehog, you're very fast, and there's a Dr. Robotnik who is changing animals into robots, I believe. I don't know if he's going after the Chaos Emeralds or not. I know there's Chaos Emeralds in this game, but I don't remember that being such a big part of it. In fact, that came later on with the story of how he was doing that. Sorry I'm going slow, I'm just talking. I know this game is all about going fast. So I remember when this game first came out, it was just like a huge deal. Like, holy shit, like who is this guy? It's not Mario, you know, it's someone completely different. I know I say Mario, people say Mario. Well, that's what I fucking say, so too bad. But it was just like, you know, he had attitude, like it was just, he was so different. And it was very fast. So I've beaten this game, I've gotten all the Chaos Emeralds before. But I never beat it with all the Chaos Emeralds. Every time I go to beat it, I always miss one, so I don't know what's going on there. I just can't do them together for some reason, because I don't think you could beat Gold Sonic in this game, but I'm not entirely sure, so maybe we'll find out today. So the way to get to the bonus rounds, I'm sure people know this, is you have to get 50 rings to get to the end of the level. And a giant ring will show up. You go inside that, and then you do a little bonus level. And that's how you get the Chaos Emeralds, like this right here. Alright. So here we go, let's see if I can get the first one. So I still remember the day I got Sega Genesis. And I will tell that story probably right after this. Because I have to concentrate. And I always called those things peppermints, so I might refer to them as that as I'm trying to jump. But that's the only thing my brain was able to think of when I was a kid of what they were. So if you do get 50 rings inside of this bonus level, you do get a continue. I'm not sure if everybody knows that. I'm going to fall right in this pit. Nice, right in there. So the speed up things are so annoying in this game. Get in there. Nice. Alright. Got one. So, I remember Christmas one year, I was like, and by the way, happy holidays everybody, I forgot what time it was, or day it was. So I remember like all I wanted was Sega Genesis. Me and my brother, that's all we wanted. We just wanted Sega Genesis. So I remember making my Christmas list, I put, you know, like on the top, like Sega Genesis with asterisks and like underline, bold, like so, like this is the #1 gift I want. And then I think like, I numbered it, so it was like #1 Sega Genesis. Then I went like 2, 3, 4, 5, and like wrote Sega Genesis for all of them. And then I wrote like other stuff, I guess. I don't even know what the hell he was getting at that point. Because I was like probably 7 or 8 maybe at this point. Oh my god. And so I put on a list, so now, you know, Christmas comes and we... Oh, sorry, my cousin was staying over too. This is a vital part of the story. Shit. Because I'm talking. My cousin was staying over. And he, they usually didn't stay in Christmas. For some reason they stayed. It was my 2 cousins and they were triplets. My 2 cousins and, they were staying upstairs with my grandma, and we were downstairs. I'm not going to do this jump again, watch. And, hold on. Alright. So, you know, they had the tree upstairs, we had the tree downstairs, so I was like, alright, here we go. You know, Christmas is tomorrow, let's see what happens. So we get all the gifts. Sorry, it's really hard to talk and play. I'm really trying to get used to this. So, we get all the gifts or whatever, so we're opening them, and, you know, right away I'm scoping out, like, which ones could be the Sega, because, like, you know, kind of the shape of the box. And we're opening all the gifts, we're all excited, and we don't get the Sega. And I'm like disappointed, like, ah, damn, you know, I don't understand, I was good this year, like, I did everything I could. And I listened to my parents, like, you go through, like, your head of, like, why didn't Santa give it to me? I don't understand. So, I knew there was something up in the tree. Whatever. So, my cousin comes running down, and he's like, guys, I got Sega Genesis. And we're like, oh, man. So my brother looks at me and goes, Santa put it by the wrong tree. And now we're like, oh shit, this guy's got our Sega Genesis. And like, there's no way you can now prove that. Like, you know, it's just like, Santa messed up and like, we can't, it's whatever, it's over. Like, it's done, we don't have it. So I was like very disappointed, but whatever. So he had the Sega Genesis with Sonic 2. So he hooks up to the TV and he's playing it and it's like an amazing game and I'm like, man, like, I really wanted this. So we go back downstairs to where my parents were, and my parents are talking to us, and my dad's like, so you guys get everything you wanted? And I was like, not really. You know, like, you don't want to be, like, ungrateful, but it's like, I didn't get the one thing I wanted that I put on my list 10 times, but whatever. Oh, no, get back. Alright. So, we're just sitting there, whatever, just with the gifts we have, and also my dad goes, what's that behind the couch? He's like, whose gift is that? So we're all like, what? And we're all like looking around. So he walks over and pulls out this box. He goes, I don't know what it is. So obviously, like, Christmas Story, like, ripoff. So, you know, so we're like, who is it? And my dad's like, I have no idea. So my brother started opening it, and it's the Sega Genesis. And we're like, oh my god, like, I'm so excited. Like, I remember myself on video, like, I'm like, yes, like, can't believe it. And then we realized that my cousin didn't get the one we got. But we had the one that came with Sonic 1. So it was hard seeing Sonic 2, and then going to Sonic 1 and realizing it's a lot slower. Oh, you son of a bitch. But whatever, so I still loved it. Like, I loved playing this game. I used to come home from school and just say, I want to play a nice game of Sonic. I know it sounds really nerdy. And I would just play this game because it was just, like, just fun and easy for me. And I would just, you know, I wouldn't even care if I would beat it. I would just play as much as I could till I had to do my homework or eat dinner and then just, you know, go back at it. Like, I just never mind getting, like, the third level and just stopping. Like, it was just a game I always came to. It was like a, what do they call that something? Like a, I don't want to say like a homey game, but it's called like a comfort game. It was a comfort game for me. Alright, so 2 emeralds down. And then that was how we got the Sega Genesis and Sonic. And then we also got Mortal Kombat that year. So my grandma, quote unquote, got the first. Obviously it was my mom that got it and just said it was from grandma. So my brother was, you know, really liked Mortal Kombat. I liked Sonic better, so we're playing it and he goes, hey grandma, you want to see the game you got us? She's like, oh, okay. So my brother Sub-Zero, he like is playing the game, he rips off somebody's head, and she's like, oh, Madonna mia! You know, like tell me you're Italian without saying you're Italian. Like, and like had no idea what she bought us. We were just laughing. But it was just such a violent game. Like, it was probably like the most violent game like ever for that time. I know like there was a whole thing on parents trying to ban it, but those are the 2 games we got for Christmas, and like I was just so excited to get it. So I'm glad my dad did that, because my dad seems to always hate video games, so it's weird when he does nice things like that. But he did. And I loved it. Son of a bitch. So there's so many paths you could take in these levels, and I feel like some things you can't, I probably have to use that. You can't, like, how do you get to that extra life? It's like some things I feel like you just can't get to, but there's gotta be paths. There's so many different ways. So somebody brought up, when I was playing Bonk, someone brought up Super Game and Party World in one of the Instagram posts I had. So that was, I'm on level 3, right? Yes, I'm not going to be able to get a ring, so I shouldn't have to worry about the big ring. Oh my god. Not having that, I don't know what they call it, the speed burst? I don't know what to call that thing, sorry. But in Sonic 2, when you hold down and just jump and he spins, I don't know what to call that, like revving? There's got to be a name for it, and I'm so embarrassed right now that I can't think of the name of it. But someone brought up this place called Super Game and Party World. So I have a story about this place that I'm going to try to tell. Oh, nice, I got it. So there's a hidden invincibility in there. So now I'm going to fight Robotnik. You fight him after every 3 levels. And when you have this invincibility, you can just wail on him right now in this first level, even though this fight is very easy. But again, I remember that ball was like so cool to see for the first time. It just sucks not being able to hear the music, not knowing when you're going to run out of this invincibility. So, alright, so this place called Super Gaming Party World. So it was a place, it was like video game heaven. I remember the logo, it was like a hand like crushing a controller, like grabbing it really hard, try to get in the camera, crushing the controller with like a world behind it. And the thing is, like, back in the day when people had birthday parties, you know, in class, they invite everyone, whatever it is, your friends. You were at like an arcade place. Oh, really quick, so this part always to me looked like the first level Altered Beast. And I always thought I was the only one that thought that, but I did look into it recently, and I'm not the only one. People have, on like Reddit and stuff have said how it looks so similar to it. And no one knows why. They were just both made by Sega, but it's definitely like a little homage to that. Anyway, so so people would have parties like, you know, be at an arcade, or it'd be at like a you know, roller skate rink. Can't say that word. Or it'd be like a batting cage. You know, like most places have like kind of arcades, but like being like the arcade place was like my favorite, the best I always like to go to. And they had the old school arcades like Rampage and I think Paperboy. They even had like Pac-Man, those kind of games. So one day I get this invitation from a friend of mine to this place called Super Game and Party World. So I'm like, oh, this must be like a, another arcade place, okay. So I go, I think we carpool with like some friends, obviously our moms drive us, I'm like 7 or 8 at this point. And I walk into the place and I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? So it's not your normal arcade, there's about 30 TVs hooked up, there's like, tables everywhere, there's chairs in front of each one. I used to think this was always like a really cool puzzle, like, oh my god, I figured it out, like, when you're a kid, like, you never really see puzzles in games back then. So, there's all these TVs hooked up, there's like 10 Nintendos hooked up to 10 of the TVs, there's 10 Segas hooked up, there's TurboGrafx-16, Super Nintendos, like, just everything. And, I'm just looking around, I'm like so amazed at this place. And I always hate that you couldn't get the double shield in this. Not that you can in any game, but they should give it to you. So, and there's a guy behind a counter, and he has like a whole library of games behind him. And then there's this packet that has like all these games listed for all these systems. And I'm just so confused, like I don't know what's going on, what to do, like no one explained anything to me. And sorry, wait for this to come down. And I just like go, okay, so I see all these games listed, and I'm like overwhelmed, like I don't know what to pick. Like it's almost like if you're getting a project from a teacher, and she's like, oh, you can do a report on anything you want. And it's like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, don't say me anything. Like, what if I pick isn't good enough? Like, if I pick something too hard? Like, just maybe it's just me with anxiety. So, so I had no idea what game to pick. And I start looking through the list, and there's all these games. Some games are recognized from Game Genie. Like, just looking at codes, and like, you see the titles of these games. So, I wound up seeing Mega Man, because Mega Man 2, again, people know that was my favorite game back in the day. It still is. And, I was like, alright, they have Mega Man. I'm looking like, wow, they have Mega Man 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like all of them. And I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. So, let me just get in this thing. So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go with Mega Man 1, because like I've never played that one. I want to see where this all started. So I'm so excited to put on Mega Man 1. So I go to the guy, get the game, get it, put it in Nintendo, and I press start. Really quick, this third bonus level, don't touch anything, Sonic will go right to where you need to go. And then you just work on getting that gem. There you go. So don't even jump. He leads right to it. Now you just have to make sure you stay on here and don't fall. Oh, you could use that bumper to get on. Come on, you dickhead. I hate these bonus levels, by the way. I think my favorite one was Sonic 2. I think those were the best. I don't like the Sonic 1 bonus levels. I don't know. They're a pain in the ass. You know the bonus level trick, Stackbait? Well, I'm glad I'm here to tell you this stuff. It's only this one, though. It's only the third one, so I don't think it's all of them. Because especially towards the end, they get where there's a lot of, come on, the fucking peppermints. It gets to where you really have to choose the right path and stuff. Oh, come on, you get it. Jesus Christ. Alright, so, anyway, so I get Mega Man 1, I go and I sit down, put it in Nintendo, and I'm, like, so excited to, like, play Mega Man 1. And this game is fucking hard. Like, it's not, like, Mega Man 2 I was really good at. I mean, as if you watch the video, you know that. Mega Man 3 I borrowed from my friend all the time, I wasn't too bad at that, but Mega Man 1 was just a different league. It was just so hard to me, it looked really different, it was very old looking, it had an older feel to it. I know it used the same formula, but something about it was different. So I played this game for like an hour, like I just stayed on this game trying to beat it, while everyone else around me is just like getting other games, and my brain's just not thinking like that. It's like, I have to beat this game first, and I don't know why. So someone next to me is playing a game, and it's so fucking loud. Like, all I hear is, like, rise from your grave! And then, like, ah! Like, people dying. I'm like, what the hell game is this? So I look over, and he's playing Altered Beast, which I know you watched me play before. So I was like, wow, what game is that? So now it's like, I want to change games now. Like, I don't want to play Mega Man anymore. So I, go... So I say to the kid, like, what are you playing? Or my friend, whatever it is. And he says Altered Beast, so we wound up trading. So then I start playing Altered Beast for a little bit. And now it's, like, time for, like, pizza or cake or whatever. And then, like, we have, like, felt like, I don't know, 20 minutes left. It was probably another hour. And then, like, I think I played one other game. I don't remember what it was. So I played Altered Beast for a while. And then that was it. It was time to go home. So now we're driving home with, all our friends. And they're talking about all these games they played. Like, oh, I did this, I did that, I did this. Like, everyone played, like, 8 or 10 games. I'm the only idiot that only played, like, 2.5 games. And I'm like, oh, I just didn't know what to do. Like, I got overwhelmed. So, and that was just it. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to come here again. So now, I don't know if like a year went by or if like 6 months went by, and then like another party, I don't think it was the same kid. Another party, I saw that logo, the Super Game and Party World, and I'm like, oh my god, like, here we are again. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it right this time. I'm gonna, get a plan in place. I'm gonna make sure I pick like which games I want. Like, I was all like excited for this. So I have all my video game magazines open. I don't know which video game magazine it was. I don't know if it was EGM. It might have been something else. Hey, Echo 9, what's going on? So I have all these video game magazines open, and I'm flipping through them, and I'm trying to figure out like which games I want to play. So I have a plan this time, so I can make, all right, I want this game, and utilize my time there. So one game I really wanted to play was this game called ClayFighter. I remember seeing pictures of it, and I was like, oh my god, this game like just looks so much fun. It was like a Street Fighter but claymation, and I just wanted to play this game. So I'm looking through the magazines, and my oldest brother now sees me, and he's like, what are you doing? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to this place called Super Game Party World. I'm explaining it to him, like how it works. And I'm like, yeah, and you could, play any game, so I really want to play ClayFighter. And I go, ClayFighter. Psh, psh, psh. Like, I don't know why, that's just what I did as a little kid with that game. So I'm talking about, like, other games I'm going to do, and I was like, but first I'm definitely going to start with ClayFighter. Psh, psh, psh. Again, I do it. So, for some reason, after he left and I'm looking through magazines, I'm like, I'm really tired. I don't know, like, I think I worked myself looking at all these magazines. Let me go to bed early, I'll regroup in the morning, like, I'll be, spry, I'll be ready to go, full energy, and I'll be able to, like, get all these games done. Like, now, like, I'm not gonna get stuck playing just 2 games this time. So, I go to bed, wake up the next morning, and, I just, like, wake up and I'm like, I feel, like, weird. Like, I don't know, I can't figure out what it is. Like, something feels weird. So I go downstairs, my oldest brother is eating breakfast, and my mom sees me. So she's like, hey Anthony, we're going for breakfast, and the way I said something, she's like, are you alright? I was like, I don't know, I feel weird. So she puts her hand on my head, and she goes, oh, and then she there's the mom thing, puts her cheek on my forehead, and she goes, ooh, you feel hot. So I'm like, alright, so she takes my temperature, and I have a fever. So she's like, you have a fever, and I was like, wait, but I have that party today. She's like, oh, you're not going to be able to go. I have to call his mom right now and tell him. And I'm like, oh, man, like, I did all this work, I did all this research, like all those games, and like now I can't go. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like so sad, I'm like sulking, like just like so mad that I'm sick, and like now like that's it, I'm not gonna be able to go. And I happen to look at my oldest brother, let me just pause it for a second. So I happen to just look at him as he's sitting there and he has like this grin on his face and he's like, I guess no ClayFighter, like that. And I'm like, oh, like what a dick. Like just rubs it in, like I'm like so upset. And then I never got to go. So my mom, I guess, must have known like how upset I was. So I don't know if I was crying or telling her or whatever. So she's like, all right, well, we know when your birthday comes, we'll... Stackaby says, I hate your brother in this story. So she goes, all right, when your birthday comes, like, we'll go there for your birthday. You'll have your party there. So the problem is, this party was like in like March or April. My birthday's all at the end of the year. So, waiting for this party felt like an eternity. When you're a little kid, it takes forever to get to like your birthday or Christmas. Just the years go so slow. So, I'm definitely gonna get hit. Oh, nice. So, I'm waiting all these months for finally, for this party to come. And, I think my mom starts planning it like a month before. And, I'm waiting for her, I don't know if she's calling the place or whatever. And it turns out, guess what? The place closed down. So, it's gone. So just like that Dane Cook, skit, like, it fucking went somewhere. Like, it's gone. And I didn't get to go, so the only time I ever got to go was that one time, and I never got to go again. And I never got to play ClayFighter until I was, probably like 25 or something, I have no idea, but someone had it later on in life that I met. And it wasn't what I thought it was, but it still sucked, though, to wait that long just to play that game. And fuck my brother for that. I mean, now it's hilarious, but I was so upset. So upset. But anyone who knows this place, I don't know if it was a chain or if it was just on Long Island, but Super Game and Party World was the best place. Like, what a great idea for a place to have parties. Alright, so we're going to try to get the 4th Chaos Emerald now. I can never remember the path. I think it's left. So it's hard. It's like you gotta take it slow, but you kind of can't. Just so you don't... So that sound means you got an extra continue. See, that arrow kind of helps you there, those rings. So if you can get into where those see-through peppermints are, that's what I call them, you're good. Oh, shit. See those see-through peppermints right there? That's what I call them. Ah, fuck! Come on, Sonic, get in there, get in there, get in there. See, it spins so damn fast. Don't hit the bumper. Nice. Okay, now I'm in there. And this thing... Ah, fuck! Damn it. Alright. You get too many of those, up things, and it just spins too fast, and then you're just screwed. Alright. We'll come back around. There's plenty more, chances to get that. An emulated version of ClayFighter, and play it here. It's funny you say that, Echo 9. But it was, I don't know if you heard that whole story, because I know you kind of came in the middle of it, but it's, it's a sad story. But funny, it's funny now. So this song, I don't know why, out of all the Sonic songs, this song gets stuck in my head a lot. I don't know why. It's not even one of my favorite Sonic songs, but it just... something about this song. I don't think I needed to duck, I just did it for effect. This part. I remember as a kid, this took me so long to figure out how to do this. Because you can't jump to break those blocks. So, anyone that's on here now, I heard most of it, nice. What is everyone's favorite Sonic game that's on here? Because mine is Sonic and Knuckles. That is my favorite Sonic game. Like, I love this first one, it's classic, trust me, but Sonic and Knuckles, I remember playing that and I was blown away by it. And then, of course, attaching Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3, that is the ultimate version. That's what Sonic 3 was supposed to be, I remember learning about. Which, I don't know if it was true or not, it was just some idiot that said it. But I remember hearing that Sonic 3 was supposed to be the whole thing, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. But the game was too big, so they had to split it up. And that's why when you locked them, that was the whole reason for it going into Sonic and Knuckles, so you can get the full game. Which is crazy, that's a long-ass game. Sonic 2 is Cr0w's favorite. And I'm sure you probably beat that game, Sonic 2. So Sonic 2 to me was really hard when I was younger. That last boss, I still don't even know if I'm doing it right, but I do have a way of beating him, and I don't even know if it's the right way. I never watched someone actually do it. Now that I should one day, just to make sure I'm doing it right. But I think Sonic and Knuckles Final Boss is the hardest one in all the series. The timing on the one jump with the laser is very, very tight. Oh, here goes Astro Soul right in. Sonic 3 is the best. Alright. So everyone has a different Sonic. I kind of like that. I'm not all saying the same one. And when you play Sonic... Wait, can you beat Knuckles in Sonic 3? I don't think you can. I think you need the attachment, right? Sonic 3 is one of the ones I never had. So I had to borrow all the time. So just try to get a couple cheap shots in this guy while you can. But I think we'd all agree nobody's actually Tails on purpose. You're either Tails if you're the second player or the younger sibling. I think actually my niece was Tails on purpose. It's like V saying she beat Sonic 2, alright. I remember being very disappointed when I got Sonic 3D Blast. That is probably the worst one ever made. As far as the classic ones, you know, not going into the 3D ones. But it was just so bad, I hated it. I never beat that one. I got up to the last boss and died and got game over, and I was like, forget it, I'm never doing this again. I just did not like it. Alright, so this level, really quick, I think I just missed it. My friend, kid used to be friends with, his little brother had lyrics to the song, which I'm gonna have to sing again because I just talked over the part. And it's very weird. But I can't play this level without thinking of the lyrics he made up. Ah, damn it, I missed that. Do I have to jump off the wall? I'm trying to remember how to get up there. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time. I don't want to waste everybody's time trying to do this stupid... It's just an extra life, I believe. There we go. Oh, it's a shoe and an extra life. So I don't like the shoe, I am not gonna get it. I missed it again. The hook for the part for the lyrics. I'll get it. I gotta listen more and not talk. I hate this part. You can get stuck in here and those guys just shoot you and you can't really move that much. Alright, here comes the part of the song this kid used to sing. Ready? It makes no sense. Pee-pee smells like honey. Doesn't make any sense. Pee-pee smells like honey. That's what he would say, and I can't get that out of my head every time I hear this song. He ruined this song for me forever. I don't know how I just killed that guy. But like, so there's a lot of people that make up lyrics. Oh, you son of a bitch, you scared the shit out of me. There's people who make up songs, like, you know, it just happens. Like, not the ones that do parodies, like, just little kid versions. I know I have lyrics to a couple of Sonic songs, which I will sing when I get to them. They're not in this game, though. But it just, I guess just hearing a song over and over again, they start to sound like words to you when you're a kid. But people do that, though, and it's hilarious. His lyrics are ridiculous. Yes, they are, and he forever ruined this song for me. And maybe he ruined it for all of you. I don't know. But that's just what he heard. He heard those words. I have no idea. Wait, am I supposed to use these guys as a bridge? I don't remember. Oh, fuck. I used to love doing this as a kid. I feel like I was like racing the spike when you go through the, I don't know, half pipe, whatever you want to call it. Trying sort of not to get hit so I can get to the bonus round. Oh, holy shit. Well, now that those guys are up there, because I would have totally went that way. Alright. So I missed one Chaos Emerald so far. I'm going to try to keep going and getting them all. Alright, Astro Soul would also make song lyrics up for games. It would never be a full song, it would just be like a part. I mean, for me, I don't know if you guys had the same thing. And they never really made sense. It was always just random. Again, I hit too many ups and now this thing's spinning so damn fast. I hate that they purposely put the reverse like right in that spot. So you just get stuck like a fucking idiot. Shit, I don't know which way to go now. Oh my god, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Perfect, that's where the Chaos Emerald is. Oh, son of a bitch. How fast can this thing actually go? I feel like I hit like 8 ups so far. Oh my god, I'm just hitting ups. Oh, that's not it. I thought that was it. Wow, they faked me out. What the hell? I could not move. That was really weird. Wow, I got stuck and could not move. Wonder if it glitched out on me. Alright. Not gonna get all the Chaos Emeralds. Because there's one level, I think it's Scrap Brain 2. If you get 50 rings, you don't get the bonus level. I don't know if they just messed up and didn't put one there. I didn't think someone would get 50 rings in that level. But it's happened to me a couple times. Alright, so Stek V, her lyrics made sense. They were about Sonic. Alright. Well, I would love to hear it sometime. I don't know if you can kill those guys. Ah, shit, right on the big spike. I don't know if you can roll into them or not, but I just didn't feel like chancing it. I think I always just avoided them. Ah, Sonic, you're killing me. You're not responding. You know, you gotta blame the guy. It's not my fault. It's his fault. So Sonic Spinball is another game I've never beat. Got up to the last boss, died, and didn't feel like doing it all over again. It's a very long game. But I do like it a lot, though. It just... sometimes when you just get to a certain point in a game, it's like you don't feel like doing it again. But that was a game that I remember playing at a friend's house and going like, this game's amazing, I thought it was the coolest idea ever. And also it was the first level at that point. When I got to the other levels, I mean the first one is the best one in my opinion, but some of the levels are pretty cool, but the last boss is very strange. Actually all the bosses are strange, because in the first level he's like it's Robotnik as like a scorpion. Oh my god, get on this platform. I don't know if that rooster guy, whatever the hell he is gonna roll down here. Thought I might pass the spring. Not remembering this level as much as I thought I would. Thank god I have that shield. So what's annoying about this game is that, well, I don't know if it's any Sonic game, but this one in particular, like the first level you can go so fast, you can break through walls, and then like you can't really go fast anymore, because then it just becomes like a platformer. Alright, forget it, let's go down, you don't want to do that. So it's just kind of strange to me that they made it like this is a really fast game, but then, like if I run right now, I'll hit spikes, I'll hit everything. I'm sure people can speedrun it, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying for the average person. Especially when you get to like Scrap Brain Zone, like you can't run through that like as fast as Sonic can, unless like you're a speedrunner, you probably can. But I don't remember breaking through walls ever. Oh, this is the one where it's a huge shield around the Chaos Emerald. I call it a shield, I don't know, it's just diamonds, whatever it is. But getting on the corners is always better for me, because you can get in easier. Get it, get it, get it. Alright, got that one. So I remember the boss at the end of this level used to give me a lot of trouble when I was a kid. I used to always fall in the... because that one has like a pit you could fall into, I guess. There's like a space in the ground. Oh, what's up, Lissa Burb? What's going on? It's alright. Better late than never, right? So while you're here, Alyssa, because you probably missed some of the, you missed the good, sad story. What's your favorite Sonic game, Alyssa, while you're on here? Alyssa, sorry. Everyone kind of said theirs, so I'm just curious to hear what yours is. Can't speak. I did that on purpose. Missed a good sing-along. Wait, so I'm trying to read that. So you played the 3D ones. Okay, so your brother used to play them. Which one did your brother play? I can't tell if you mean the first one. I played them when I was a kid. It's actually the one I like. Oh, this was actually the one you liked? Okay. I think this was actually the one I liked. Sorry, I read it too quick. This is, like I said, this is a fun... I like this game a lot. This was one of my favorite ones to play before Sonic and Knuckles came out. But Sonic 2, when they added like the racing against the second player in those levels, ah, it's so cool. Oh, you stupid idiot, come on. So if you can race that block that was moving, you can get into this, and then you can get some items and get hit by spikes like I almost did. So you can actually die there if you roll right into the pit. Those things don't always catch you. 8 rings short for an extra life, and I'm probably not going to get it, because I think this is the end of the stage, if I remember correctly. Alright. So if you time it right when he lowers, you can hit him an extra time when he's up there. But you should not bounce on top of him like I just did, because then you will fall in the pit. Trying to get that last hit. Got him. So I would always fall in the pit in this part. Like, this boss was really hard for me. And I wonder what happens if you die now, if you beat the level or not. Because you still have to make it across. It should fill it in for you. All of them, he was obsessed. So my niece loved watching me play all these games. So I totally know what you mean, but just watching them and just liking all of them. Alright. So this is where the game definitely slows down because you're going to be in water. But probably the first time... in a game I played, I don't know if it's the first time to ever do it, that was weird. The first game I ever played where you needed air in underwater, because before that, Mario did not need air. I don't know if there was a game in, that I just never played, because there's a lot I haven't played, as you've seen, where you did need air, but this is the first time that panic sound when you don't have air. I hate it. And as a trick I used to do as a kid, I don't think it actually does anything, but when I needed air, I used to go to one of these, and just headbang it like that, and I feel like it would make big bubbles come up, but I don't think it is actually works. The dreaded drowning music, yes. And him drowning always made me feel so bad when I was a kid. Like him drowning and landing on spikes. For some reason his face always looked different when you die, even though it's exactly the same. But the spikes look like it really hurt going up his ass, and then the drowning is just painful. I would assume. I never drowned before, obviously. Also, getting air and coming out of the ball and then hitting an enemy and dying. Coming out of the ball, I meant like coming out of the jump. It really sucks. Can never have enough air. Like, I wish there was a meter, just so you knew if you were good or not. Like, I probably get way too much air than it's actually needed. You're gonna hear the music. It's gonna happen. One thing I loved when I was a kid, though, is when you're about to run out of air and then you jump out of the water and the music, like, it goes and just resets right back to where it was. It just feels so good, like, before I ran out of air, I made it. Yes, there's spikes there. So I don't like that they bring this level back, because I don't even like the Labyrinth Zone. This is my least favorite in this whole game. They bring it back towards the end of the game, which I thought was strange. I don't understand why they did that, but it's like pink liquid. So I'm hoping I can get 50 rings in this level. This is when it gets harder to get 50 rings now in the levels. So this Robotnik boss, this was another wall I hit when I was younger. I would always lose. Because I didn't realize that it wasn't about fighting him, it's just about getting to the top. And I would always try to fight him while I was going up, which you'll see when I get to it, and you would drown if you do that. Because he keeps hitting you down, and then you get hit, and then just doesn't go well. Oh, shit. Oh, that was pretty cool. Didn't do that on purpose. Oh, you fucking asshole. And your brother. Oh, there goes that bonus round. Damn it. That sucks. Hoping I can just find a quick 50 rings somewhere. Alright, whatever, let's just end it. Bastard. I think that guy's name is Grounder, or that was just in the cartoon. But he was drawn a little differently in the cartoon, so I don't know if that's the one they were trying to do. I also don't know if you run out of air when you have invincibility. So I'm just gonna get air just to be safe, and then we'll get it. So another kid I knew used to say, Sonic the Hedgehog, he races naked for this part. That was his lyrics to that song. So it'd go like this. Sonic the Hedgehog, he races naked. Can't sing, but those are the lyrics. Oh, you can drown while you have this. Oh my god, I'm gonna drown. Oh, I jumped, you son of a bitch! Wow, Wow, I haven't drowned in so long. I'm singing that stupid kid song. Alright, fuck songs. Let's just beat the level. And now we know you can run out of air, so that answered my question. Which doesn't really make sense. I wonder if anyone knew that, that's watching right now. Is there like a hidden switch or something? Isn't there something? Yeah, there it is. I don't know what it does. Maybe it opens up that path. What's up? What is that? Q-Boy. What's going on? Was Grounder green? Yeah, I think he was green in the cartoon. Wow, so this person likes Labyrinth Zone's music. It's not bad, it's just, I think like you said, since the level's bad, it just puts a taint on the music. I say a taint? It's, fucking motherfucker. Can't believe I'm gonna drown again. Nice. And someone told me he thought he says grown up when he gets air. I remember hearing that once. It's like, that makes no sense that he says grown up when he gets air. But yeah, so, and again, in the show, Grounder was green, but I don't know if that was the, like, what they based him off of was that, character from this one. Because I don't know if he actually appears in any of the games as a green person. Maybe Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine? They have the real version of him? Which, that's another fun game. That was a really great, Sonic spin-off game. Hard as hell, though, towards the end. Didn't make it to the bonus round again. Oh, is it on Netflix? Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that, so the show's, back on Netflix. Remember it was all about, like, chili dogs? Like, it didn't make sense, like, some of the things they did because it had nothing to do with the actual game. This level's a pain in the ass. You gotta jump at the right time, and I'm messing it up right now. So it's weird, you have to hold towards the waterfall, towards the waterfall and jump, and not away from it, or you don't jump that high. Nice, alright, good. I hate that part. So what if everyone has like a set path that they do? Oh, Jesus. Back to it. When I looked, I saw like battery low, about to die, and I was like, why is it low? Oh, I never plugged it in. Ooh, see? The music was about to go, and then I got that bubble. It just saved me. Whoa, you used to have VHSs of the cartoon? That's crazy. Trying to get me while I'm reading. Sonic is that I think my first ever Sonic game was Sonic 3. Wow, that's a crazy one to start with. Angel Island when I first played it. So is Angel, I don't know Sonic 3, I think that one the least. Is that the first level, Angel Island? Oh, the water still rises. I forgot that. Oh, it does stop. I thought it stops. Once again, I apologize for this every time. Sorry, the Sega controller is so damn loud. And it's all you hear in the microphone. Alright, so this is the boss that used to stop me a lot. Because I thought you had to kill him, and I would focus on that too much and then drown all the time. So you just take it slow, just take your time, and just try to get to the top. Ah, fucking water just screwed me up. Because if you hit him, you'll bounce back down and then possibly get hit by something. Oh, relax. I'm not gonna run out of air. So you just get to the top and then, like, the fight's over, which is so... It's such a weird boss, because they don't do that in the other fights, so I always thought you had to just try to kill him before you reach the top. I thought it was, like, one of those, like, repeating going up. Imagine the drowning music happening, like, in real life. Sonic Underground, that I don't know. That must have been later on. Oh, remember I talked about you can't go through walls anymore. This is actually a wall you can go through. So this is my favorite Sonic song in this game. But not of all time, though. So Mystic Cavern Zone in Sonic 2, that is my favorite Sonic song that they ever made. Just doesn't feel like running today. I don't know what's up with him. I think I can get that extra life now. Yeah. Alright. That was a dumb mistake. So, Sonic movie. Everyone liked Sonic movie, or people did not like Sonic movie? Curious to hear everyone's thoughts, because I liked it a lot. And I was shocked how much I liked it. I remember watching it, because you know it's hard, because we have that Mario movie, and not the one that's about to come out, the one from the 80s or 90s, whenever it was made. And it's really hard to think a video game movie is going to be good after that. So I never have confidence in Sonic movies, I'm sorry, in video game movies, and then Sonic really surprised me. But is it one of those things that, because I thought it was going to be so bad, that I thought it was so good? Where is it going? Like a dead end here? Oh, there we go. So those you have to hit and then they come down, which I don't know if that's a known thing or that's something that I figured out when I was a kid. I'm sure everyone knows it now. Carnival level. I think that's Sonic 3. Yep, Sonic 3. Thumbs up on the Sonic movie, alright. Listen, Barb, you didn't see it? Come on. So it's good. So again, I was disappointed too that Jim Carrey was going to be Robotnik. I'm like, I don't know, Jim Carrey? Like, I love Jim Carrey, but as Robotnik? But he played it really cool, though. I love the spin they did on it. The way he was kind of like a dick. Like, it was really funny. And then the second one was, I thought the second one was also good, but the first one was definitely better. I missed it by 4 rings. Alright, so I'm not going to get all the Chaos Emeralds. It's not going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen, but now it's definitely not going to happen. Alright, so Echo 9 has not seen the second one, but he liked the first one. Sonic 2 movies is the one that they recommend. So, I did love how they had the other characters in it. I don't know what it was that I didn't like as much about it. Like I said, I think it was more the I didn't expect it to be good factor of why the first one just really stuck with me. Because at that point now, it's Sonic 2 came out, I knew that... Alright, forget it. I knew it was going to be good. And I don't know if that third one got cancelled or not. I remember hearing something about it. I don't know, with Jim Carrey not wanting to act anymore or something. Oh my god, I thought I just jumped to my death. I was like, would they really put rings there and trick me into jumping to my death? So one time, so I have some soundtracks on my, I guess iPod it still is, sorry guys, still using iPod, in my car, and I was driving at like 4 in the morning on the parkway, and this song came on, and no one else on the road, and it was one of the coolest feelings, just driving with this song playing on, like, at night, dark road, no one else on it, and just me with, like, the headlights, I guess because it looks like those headlights there, and I was like, this is such an amazing combination right now with these two things. So if you're ever on the parkway at 4 in the morning with no other cars around, put on that level. There we go, I'm getting enough up. That's my... try to make it as hard as possible for myself. Yeah, whatever. I wasn't gonna get it. I never understood why they were fish in the background of that. That is such a weird, like, idea, why they did that. I don't know if it's just when it fades out or they're back there the whole time. It just doesn't make sense. Yes, watch the Sonic movie. That's a good weekend plan. Hold on, I thought one of those got me up there. No? I made that up? Alright. So wait for those guys to explode before you try to get up there, because you'll just get hit. And one exploded, but the other guy did not. I know it annoys people that I'm leaving that one ring and not getting it, but I'm just trying to move along right now. Get one ring to survive. Got it, okay. You just let me go. I was like, was that my ride? Did I just like mess this whole thing up? This is a path I've never taken in this level, because I don't even know what's going on right now. I gotta take it slow because I don't know what's coming up. Oh shit. Get that one ring, son of a bitch. I don't even think I hit a checkpoint. I hope I didn't, because that wasn't good. That was not a path I like to take, because I don't even know what path that was. I think because I fell down there, that's what happened. Things like purposely going off as soon as they jump up there. Whatever, I don't care if I got the hit. I just... oh, you son of a bitch! You just let me up there. Fine, I'll take the down path. Oh, those guys can hurt you when they don't explode. What was that? Really gonna help me though. Same exact spot. Come on. Alright, so let's ride this up this time. No, I've never seen this part either. What the hell path did I take? Look at all that down there. Oh my god, this is the part I always wanted to know how to get to this part. That's crazy. So in the end of the game, they show that part with all those guys there, and I was like, that part doesn't exist in that level, and that was it. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Alright, here we go. So this one is kind of a pain in the ass, because it can line up for you where it's annoying. You can hit him with his own spikes, which is good. Always try to get this one. As soon as he shoots it, you could hit him. Only the one on the right. So I always try to get him to hit this one. But you just let these things spring you up and hit them. I don't know how they want you to do this. Do they want you to use the bombs, or do they want you to just spring yourself up and hit them? All those rings coming out. Swimming, put on labyrinth music so you can panic more. That's really funny. Music just matches up your surroundings. Yes, it definitely is. No, my mom did make a Sonic costume. She made a Scorpion costume for me when I was little. But that's awesome that she made one for your brother. Alright, this is the last zone. I do not like this zone. I'm gonna try for those rings. And this is probably the first time when a game gets industrial and you know it's at the end. Like, this is probably where they started that, because every game does that now. Which is a joke I've said definitely, not a joke, it's a comment I made a couple times in this, my streams. Are you guys even in this level? I don't remember that. I forgot a lot of this game. Press down and he spun. Oh shit, I was gonna say I thought I died and I didn't. I was trying to stop myself. So these guys I always called Hodgepodge when I was little. I don't know if that's their actual name, if I got it from the booklet, but that's just always what I called them. There's two of them up here. The electrical things with the scrap brains, nice. Yes, so it is, you're right, the creator threw everything in this level. And yes, I was talking before about, I don't know if you were on yet, when I was talking about Scrap Brain Level 3. Why they bring Labyrinth Zone back. And I don't like that idea. But even like, what's the second one? Metropolis Zone, I think it's called. That was another one where it got industrial towards the end. I don't know the one in Sonic 3, because like I said, that's one I've only borrowed a couple times. I don't really know it that well. Now, every time I see those things, I think they're scrap brains now, since like he just said that. That was a bad setup. Sorry, I'm like trying not to die. I can't see the conveyor belt before I'm there if I'm supposed to run on it or stop on it. So I'm getting all these stupid error messages right now. Bring back Marble or Starlight. Yes. He threw in Labyrinth. They could have brought back one of the better zones, I agree. So that's a very easy death spot if you roll too far on that one. That was back enough. Dude, what is going on? Paj, there he is. I left one alive. Remember this being the end of the level or close to the end? Because I would always get hit by that and not be able to get to the bonus world. But I was saying before, there is no... Well, a couple times happened to me. There's no bonus ring that appears even if you have 50 rings in this level. It's happened to me a couple times. I don't know if it's just a glitchy cartridge that I have. Alright, here we go. It's going to be the final fight. I always try to jump last minute and think like you can like get through, but you can't. Alright, here we go. Act 3, everybody's favorite. To the most hated act. Okay. That's right, it's pink liquid. That's the same before. Like, I just don't know why they chose this one again. And I already got hit as soon as I started it. I gotta make sure this time's out. Already, alright, already hit a death. So I remember being ahead of this thing was the path, because you get locked in if you don't get ahead of it. This is the path I always used to do. Now that I have rings, I'm going to get right through this thing with no problem. I knew it. So you always want to make sure you're in a ball, I guess I'll say, going down. You never know if there's an enemy back there. See, like that. If I would have just fell normally, I would have got hit by one of those grounders, whatever their name is in this game. My Pal 2, they look like, actually, if anyone ever had that toy back in the day. Oh, this guy messes up your air, that's right. Damn it. Still living up to its name so far as the most hated act. Oh, I'm not gonna make it that time. It's kind of like that stupid brick that rises. You have to just walk off it, or you get squashed. I was gonna say, don't miss that. There you go, like that. Let's run out of air. I heard the music. I knew there was another spike, and I was looking up, and it was right below me. What the hell just hit me? Oh my god, I didn't even see those spikes up there. You could beat this level in about 30 seconds? This is supposed to be the second zone in Sonic 1. Oh my god, imagine this was the second level? Meaning Labyrinth, not this one. I didn't realize you could beat this so short. I guess as a shortcut, I don't know. Man. I'm just getting wrecked. I know it's over when you see like a bunch of springs. That I do remember. Probably shouldn't have went for those rings. That was it. That was the death, because I didn't get that switch. Damn. Alright, now I got a checkpoint though. I want to know that 30-second trick now. Would have got me out of here faster. I think those are the enemies I hate the most. Because so many times those guys have ruined my rings back in the day. Alright, relax, it's right there. I'm panicking. Ah, oh, son of a bitch. It's like a slow motion hit. Oh, that did not make sense. I should have drowned. They gave me that extra second. That I really should have died there. You know, like you die in games, you're like, that was bullshit. Like that was bullshit that I lived. Alright, yeah, it's over when you see all these springs. That I know. Okay. Yeah, right? Didn't make sense. Alright, here we go. Let's beat this guy. Oh my god, I thought I died right away. So I remember when I was little, I used to always try to think if there was a tell of which one he was going to be in, but there is not. As far as I know, I thought it had something to do with the sparks above, wherever the biggest space was he was going to show up in that one. Like that time it worked out, but it's not. It doesn't happen every time. think he needed one more hit. I kind of lost count. Yep, that was it. So now in the end, you could either let him live or kill him. I always kill him. Meaning just hit the ship, not kill him, but you could let him get away or just hit him one last time. Alright, and that was it. I didn't do that well in this game. I usually do a little better, but it's been a while since I played it. No, so it doesn't. It doesn't make a difference in the ending. I've done both. It's the same exact thing. He still juggles those gems, Chaos Emeralds at the end, and just rubs it in your face. So I don't know. I never got the ending where you get all the Chaos Emeralds. So I think he just... I think I've seen video of it, though. He just, like, jumps up and down on the end. But no, it doesn't change the ending. But that'd be interesting if it did, though. So it always annoyed me when I was a kid watching this, because they don't line up the music with the levels, although I think they do in this one. But, and it was like annoying me. It's like, just line up the music. Why don't they just do that? But yeah, so that's the first Sonic game I used to play all the time. I've gotten less deaths before, so that was not my best performance right now. Flicky party. So they do Marble Zone music twice. Interesting. So this is the part now that I always thought it was impossible to get to. And I actually did it this playthrough, which is crazy to me. So many years I've been trying to find that spot. So with all these guys, I've never seen... Actually, I don't even think I was at that spot now that I look at it. I still don't think I've seen it. And this is actually not true. This part, this does not exist. Because when you do go in that hole like that, it's not that whole long pipe. So that must have been just a demo version. I was like 5 when this came out. Flickies are my favorite. Makes a small difference. Yeah, it does. It makes a small difference in the end of the game. So I don't know what flickies are. I have no idea what they are. So you have to explain that one to me. Over here he goes to show you how many you missed. 2. I really should have had one of those though, so in my mind I only missed 1. But it's fine. Alright, and that is Sonic 1. Alright, so thank you for watching the stream. I really appreciate it. Going back to the first story I told earlier in the game, I am going to switch systems and switch that to that game, so stick around. I'm going to be doing ClayFighter. So I'm not that good at that game, but I am going to play it just because it's one that I tried to play when I was little. If you heard the story, I don't know if you made it late, but I never got a chance to play it. So let me put it on right now. Just give me a couple seconds to switch games. Alright, I know you didn't expect it tonight, Echo 9, so I figured... That's why when you said it, I was like, funny you say that, because I was going to do that after Sonic. Now again, I'm not going to play for a little bit. I'm not good at the game. You're going to watch me just die a lot. But this is ClayFighter. Astral Soul's very excited. ClayFighter. Psh, 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 thanks. So is these guys coming together to fight to be king of the circus? I thought there was a meteor that landed, unless I just made that up in my brain. But this is on the Super Nintendo now this time, though. I don't have this on Sega. And just catch up on all the little animals of Flickies. I don't know what Flickies are. Yes, Taffy's my guy too. But then when I can't beat somebody, I usually go to the Blob. Alright. So you can be Bad Mr. Frosty, in case people don't know this game. Taffy, who me and Astral Soul like. There's Tiny. There's the Blob. There is Blue Suede Goo. There's a lot of puns in this game. Ichabod Clay. And then you have Helga, which is no pun. And Bonker, I forgot about the clown. Alright, so I usually use Taffy, which I love how he likes sweets and hates dentists. That was always like so funny to me. And his job is Candyman. Is it the Candyman? Does he actually kill people? Alright, here we go. The Blob was a cheater. So they're very aggressive in this game, I remember that. But this is the game that all I wanted to do was just play when I was a kid. But you hear the noises? Let me know if this game's too low, because this is very low right now for me. I'm gonna have to make it louder for you. Yeah, that's the move. I was like, what's the move where I dash and punch? Nice. Right in the face. Why was the blob a cheater? I'm curious to know why you're saying that. So I guess I was cheap too, because I would just hold back and then when they jump at me, do that punch move. But they get you dizzy so fast, just a couple of hits and you're dizzy. And I can't throw in this game. They throw me all the time. I cannot throw. I know how to do it, it just never works for me. Nice, right in the face. Nice. And there's no fatalities in this game. I wonder if they were in the other one, the 63 and the third. That was one for 64. It's a really cheap character. Everyone's doing the psh psh thing. Thank you. Thanks for bringing up that story. Anyone who missed that story, watch the beginning of the Sonic episode. But is the game loud enough for you guys, though? Because it's very low for me. Oh, I hate when they dizzy and I can't hit them. It's kind of low, right? Okay. Hold on, can I pause? I can't pause. Yeah, it's really low for me, too. Let's turn it up a little bit. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be better or not. Just let me know. Damn it, I never take advantage when they're dizzy. Let me know if this is better. I raised it a little bit. I can raise it a little more. It's probably still too low. This is a very low game. So people who like puns, I know people like puns. The second game is called ClayFighter 2 Judgment Clay. just so silly to me. How's he not dead? Nice. Oh, and you break his head. I didn't even notice that last time. Judgment Clay. I knew Steg V was gonna like that. That's why I said it. And then ClayFighter 3 was 63 and a third, which was making fun of, I guess, Naked Gun. Not making fun of, but homaging to Naked Gun. What was it, like 2.5 or something like that? I forgot what the... Can't think of it right now what the Naked Gun third movie was called. Oh, I gotta fight myself already? And the pink taffy definitely looks cooler than the yellow one. I don't know if Astral Soul feels the same since we're both taffy fans. I can never get that spin move to work. This guy's kicking my ass. See, I just threw. I'm glad you guys hear the sound effects, you know why? But I didn't know this game made that sound effects when I wanted to play it. That was just something I was doing just as a kid. Ah, I blocked it and he still punched me? That doesn't make any sense. Had both 2.5 and 3 and a third, okay. Oh, 33 and a third, that's right, 33 and a third. Thank you, Echo 9. So, yellow taffy for Astral Soul. I don't know, I like the pink taffy, just something about it. I don't know if it just stands out more. Maybe because the background's yellow? Dude, Taffy versus Dalsim, or Dalsim, however you pronounce that name. That'd be a crossover fight I'd love to see. You don't get what's clay about these characters? I guess because it's supposed to like look clayish. I feel like Bad Mr. Frosty looks the most clay out of everybody. Breaking into Yellow Taffy's home. on, guys. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. There we go, I got it. To pull off. Also, they get out of dizzy very quick in this game, the computer. They cheat. Because you cannot get out of it that fast. Alright, I'm not doing pretty bad in this game. I'm not doing that bad in this game. Helga? Alright. They look more clay in the sequels, okay. I know this version is better than the Sega version graphic-wise. But Helga... Yeah, so some of them look more clayish than others. I agree with that. So 63 1/3, I'm not sure if this is true or not. But I remember reading something that it was actually never released. It was only a Blockbuster exclusive. Or maybe it was like a tournament edition. There was something weird about that game. So if you have it, it is like extremely rare. Unless what I read was not right. Oh my god, this fucking clown. He just fart at me or throw a pie at me? Fighting game opponents were big and cheating in this era. Yes, oh my god, Mortal Kombat 2 is friggin' so hard compared to the computer. And I remember reading someone broke it down and explained like how the computer actually cheats. They do combos you can't actually link together. They're programmed to, when you jump, to shoot a fireball at you if the character can. I'm just gonna keep doing that. I know I'm being cheap too, but... like I said, I'm not that good at this game. I just don't like this clown right now. Damn it. Bonker. Oh, a sculptor's cut of the game. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. I knew there was something. Sculptor's cut. I like that, though. I like that they called it that. I don't know what it means when KO appears above their head. I thought that meant that you can get him dizzy. But then he gets dizzy, and he doesn't even... Oh, I tried to time that. Oh, I thought that was his end. Alright, got him. Added a few new characters. So I know in the second game, they took out a lot of characters, which was strange. They put a lot of new ones in. I remember one was like a baby, and I didn't like it. I also didn't like the way it was done. It looked very different. But I know that rabbit guy that was on the cover, he was like the big new character. I'm gonna fight Tiny. Does that guy look clay enough for you? He's like the Zangief of ClayFighter. See, look how fast he got out of dizzy, and I was still dizzy. So I don't think you can actually do combos in this game. I think it's just like about just hitting them a bunch of times. Oh, I missed it. Oh, he has a dash punch too. Oh, I thought he was jumping. I know he was in like a cannonball. They changed a lot of characters too. That guy is so clay. Alright, it fits SNES standards for who's clay enough. Alright, I'll continue a couple of times. I'm not going to play this too long. I just wanted to just play it because we talked about it. Let's go to the blob. The blob is also very clay. So I think Bob looks more like Play-Doh. Alright, so I know he has like a buzzsaw move, yeah, that hits you a bunch of times. He called me a wuss when he jumps? No, I thought he could spit something too. There we go. Yeah. Silly putty. Go. You're rooting for Tiny. Thanks. So when I turn into a shoe, it's not a super move, it's just his heart attack. Oh, he had a hammer, that was pretty cool. Yo, did anyone ever have that game? I don't know, it's just reminded me. Grape Escape? It was a board game. That was one of my favorite games when I was a kid. It was also very violent. But what happened was the Play-Doh I had got hard, and I thought you only had to have that kind for the game. So I ended up throwing out the whole game, or told my mom to, and didn't realize you could just buy different Play-Doh. Grape Escape commercial. Oh yeah, it was like a song, right? It was like a... something like that's the way you do it when you play the Grape Escape or something. Just gonna... See, how'd you get out of Dizzy that fast? Come on. Alright, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat this guy. I'll try one more time. Did anyone have it though? It was a great game. The blob cheats. Alright, Strikey Bad Clay. So I think that's a character I would pick when I was little because he's like Halloweenish, but I always picked Taffy. I forgot what the final boss is. I don't know if it's a made-up character, or it's just like the last guy, almost like one of the guys you can be, like Bad Mr. Frosty or something. See, that's bullshit. That's such bullshit. Tiny cheats too. Yes, he does cheat. Especially after that block hitting me and killing me. Alright, if I lose this match, I'm just gonna stop. Maybe I'll try Taffy one more time, actually. I'll do Taffy one more time, and then I'll stop. Because I did pretty good with Taffy. It's like, I don't know if it's just hard to get the moves off in this game. I'm just having a lot of trouble. Alright, we'll do Taffy one more time, and then we'll call it quits. Just wanted you guys to see it, so you can see what the big deal is of the game I wanted to play. Those of you who didn't know what it was, I know some of you know this game. Look how many times he just hit me, and like he'd take out all my life. In fact, when I hit them, I barely take anything out. And I'm using the strong buttons when I attack, especially for the super moves or special moves. Wow, that was crazy. Oh, you own 63 1/3? Nice. So I don't know if I played this game because the person rented it and just never gave it back, or maybe they were renting it, but I thought they owned it when I first played this game. Alright, I think I hate Tiny now. I think he's the one I hate the most. Yeah, alright. Oh, at least you guys got to see it, but I just wanted to play it a little bit so you could see the game. But that was a bonus after Sonic. But alright, everyone. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you watching me. It's a lot of fun, especially with the commentary. I'm still laughing at that underwater, swimming underwater Labyrinth Zone music. That was probably the funniest comment tonight. But alright, thank you so much, and I will see you next game.